Hey guys, Brian Connolly here with part two of last week's word concerning focus. And if you were watching last week, or if you actually tuned in at any point in time, you remember me talking about how I just really believe that God is just really calling us to a season of intense hunger and just a greater pursuit of Him. And you know, for me, one of my greatest treasures and greatest desires is just to know Him in a greater way. And I want to talk to you today about what focus produces and what it yields. And I'm one of those guys, I'm a pretty simple guy. You know, when the gospel talks about asking and seeking and knocking, well, you can only receive what you ask for, you can only find what you seek, and you can only have open what it is that you knock for. And I want to talk to you about what I believe that seeking and that kind of focus actually yields and produces. And I believe it actually brings to the forefront what's already inside of you, because the more you seek and the more you find, the more you discover who you are and what's really already there. And I just believe that, guys, honestly, like, it is a time of maturing. It is a time of, you know, we use those words like acceleration, where things are happening more quickly and stuff like that. But I do believe that this is a time where people are finding out who they are, what they're made of, what's possible, and who God is. And it comes the more we seek and the more we find, the more we seek Him. And I just, if you've been listening to me, or if you've heard me teach in the last year, you know I've just been teaching a lot out of Hannah's story in 1 Samuel chapter 1. And I'll use phrases like this a lot of times if I go to different places, or even just speaking prophetically to people. I believe that God is bringing us to what it is that Hannah gave birth to. And I'll explain that here in a little bit. But I want to read to you guys out of 1 Samuel 1. I just want to jump right in and just dig into this word. In 1 Samuel 1, it says this. It says, "Now there was a certain man from Ramathaim Zophim, from the hill country of Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeraham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, an Ephraimite. He had two wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children." In other words, what the writer here is saying is that Hannah was barren at the time. And I believe, like I said, that it's the seeking where you find out what it is, it's who you are, you find out who God is, you find out what's already inside of you. Now, it was the will of the Lord to bring forth the Samuel. It was the will of God to end the silence that was upon Israel, to bring a word where the word was rare in the days of when Samuel was a boy, and also before Samuel was even born. In the same way, it was God's will for Samuel to come forth, which I believe that's what it is that God is bringing us to. He was one where his words didn't fall to the ground. He was a prophet. He was a judge. And I believe part of the maturity process for a Christian is that we, as the Spirit of God is poured out, that we all prophesy, that there are visions and that there are dreams. But in the same way that it was God's will for Samuel to come forth, your maturity is the will of God. He wants to bring you to what it is that Hannah gave birth to. Now, here's the deal. It's in the seeking and it's in the finding where Hannah eventually becomes pregnant with this child. And I believe that Hannah is a type, guys. She is a prophetic image of what it is that Romans 8 is declaring. And I do believe, I know we've heard people speak on this stuff and whatnot, but I do believe this time is upon us. This is what Romans 8 says, beginning in verse 19. Piggybacking off of what we just heard in regards to Hannah. It says, "For the anxious longing of the creation waits eagerly for the revealing of the sons of God." Come on, guys. This is the exact same thing that Hannah was groaning for. Here she is. She's in Shiloh. She's praying. She wants a son. It's the very same thing that creation is waiting for. She's a type and prophetic image of that kind of hunger that I believe is on the earth, that's causing you inside to feel unsettled, and it's awakening what's in there to come to the surface. It's the Christ in you, the hope of glory. It's the kingdom of God. It's Luke 12, for it was the Father's good pleasure to give this to you. Now watch this. It says, in verse 20, Romans 8, "For the creation was subjected to futility, not willingly, but because of him who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself also will be set free from its slavery." Guys, this isn't just the fern plant outside or the maple tree outside. This is people. I mean, every single human being, every lost person is a part of this reality that's waiting for you and I to get this, to come awake and come forward. It's because God is intentionally calling each person by name. That's why there's that stirring. That's why that there's this irritability. That's why there's this agitation inside of people, in hope that the creation itself also will be set free from its slavery to corruption into the freedom of the glory of the children of God. Creation is wanting to experience what you and I have come to know, that he who the Son sets free is free indeed, according to John 8. "For we know that the whole creation groans and suffers the pains of childbirth together until now." And so many people are wondering, why this feeling? Why does it seem like I keep tripping up? Why does it seem like I keep running into the same thing? Or why does it feel like I can't get past this, or there's this irritability? I am telling you, it's because there's something inside of you that is longing to get out. And as you pursue and as you seek, see. And as you have the desperation of Hannah, what God sees as already reality will become your reality. You will walk it out. You will be and become what it is that God has predestined you to do and live out, which are these works that He's predestined before the foundation of time. But it's a part of the maturing process, and it's a part of God taking us to what it is that Hannah gave birth to. So keep the hunger, keep the focus, and watch God bring out of you what's already there. I'll see you guys next week. Have an awesome day.